Good day, students. Welcome to mathcodeserve.com. In this clip, we're going to continue our work on solving absolute value inequalities. Okay, let's take a look at the instructions for the examples. We're to solve each inequality and graph the solution on a number line. All right, let's take a look at question number 3. So for problem 3, we have to solve -9 times the absolute value of x minus 8 plus 5 is less than -31. Okay, so the strategy here is to first isolate the absolute value quantity. You want to get the absolute value quantity by itself first, and then you can determine whether it's a sandwich situation or a split situation where you have to solve two different cases. Okay, so let's isolate this absolute value quantity first. To do that, we'll have to get rid of the 5 by subtracting 5 from both sides, and then we'll get rid of the -9 by dividing both sides by -9. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Subtract 5 from both sides. That yields -9 times the absolute value of x minus 8 is less than -36. Now we'll go ahead and divide both sides by -9. And now we have the absolute value of x minus 8 is less, wait a minute. Remember, when you divide by negative, the inequality sign changes, so we have greater than +4. Okay? All right. Now, the question is this a sandwich situation or a split situation? Remember, anytime you have less than or equal to, that's a sandwich situation, okay? You have a combined inequality. You have the variable sandwiched between two inequalities. But if you have a greater than situation, then you have to split it, okay? So in this case, we have a greater than situation, so we must split the inequality, okay? So greater than or greater than equal to, you have to split before you solve. All right, so how do we split it? Using the definition of absolute value, we can express this as this quantity, x minus 8, plus or minus is greater than 4. Okay, we're going to split it using this sign. This is two signs combined in one. So we're going to have the negative part, negative x minus 8 is greater than 4, or positive x minus 8 is greater than 4. So we are basically splitting it using this sign as a tool. This is a negative part, and this is a positive part. All right, now we have two problems that we have to solve now, two inequalities. Let's start with this inequality here. For this inequality, on the left, there are two ways we can go about it. We can distribute and then isolate x, or we can divide by -1 and isolate x. Okay? So let's go ahead and use the distribution approach. So I'm going to distribute this negative to these two terms in this quantity. So we have negative x plus 8 is greater than 4. Now to isolate x, we'll subtract 8 and divide by -1. Okay, so subtract 8, negative x is greater than -4. And now we'll just go ahead and divide both sides by -1. So divide by -1, divide by -1. That yields x is what? Anytime you divide by negative, do not forget to switch the order of the inequality. Minus over minus is plus. Minus over minus is plus 4. X is less than 4. That is the solution of the first inequality. Now let's shift our attention to the second inequality here. For this one, we'll just simply add 8 to both sides, and we're done. Okay, so we have x is greater than 12. So our solution, let's write it together, is x is less than 4 or x is greater than 12. Let's graph our solution on a number line as we were asked to do originally. That's our answer. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so from 12, we're going in the greater direction. That goes to the right, direction of increasing magnitude. And then with 4, x is less than 4, you're going to the left. All right, so our circles open or closed. Since we do not have lines underneath the inequality, these will be open circles, okay? So there goes the graph of the inequality. All right, let's take a look at the last problem. In this installment, number 4, we have 3 plus the absolute value of x plus 10 is less than 20. Okay? Is this a sandwich or a split situation? In order to determine if it's sandwiched or a split situation, we have to first isolate the absolute value quantity, okay? And then look at what the inequality's orientation is. So let's go ahead and do that. To accomplish that, we'll simply subtract 3 from both sides. Subtract 3, subtract 3. Okay, and that yields the quantity x, the absolute value of x plus 10 is less than 27. Okay, so notice we have a less than here. So since it's less than, this is a sandwich situation. All right, so we have plus or minus x plus 10 is less than 27. Since it's a sandwich, do we split it? The answer is no. Sandwich means our variable is going to be bounded between two values. What are the values? Negative 27 is going to be less than x plus 10, and x plus 10 is going to be less than 27. Okay? Do not forget to always set up your problem like this when you have less than. All right, now to isolate x, we're going to solve these combined inequalities simultaneously. It is as though we're solving two equations at once, okay? So what we're going to do is subtract 10 from the 3 sides. Subtract 10, subtract 10, subtract 10. All right, let's take a look at question number 4, the last problem in this installment. So for problem 4, we're going to solve 3 plus the absolute value of x plus 10 is less than or equal to 20. Now, is this a sandwiched or split situation? In order to determine if it's sandwiched or split, we must first isolate the absolute value quantity and then look at the orientation of your inequality to determine if it's split or a sandwich situation. Okay, so to get our absolute value quantity isolated, we'll subtract 3 from both sides. So we have the absolute value of x plus 10 is less than or equal to 17. Now, since you have a less than or equal to, that means you have a sandwich situation. Okay? So we have plus or minus x plus 10 as less than or equal to 17. This can be written as negative 17 as less than or equal to x plus 10 less than or equal to 17. Now this is what a sandwich situation looks like. Okay, so to get x isolated, we're going to solve on these two combined inequalities simultaneously. So we subtract 10 from all three sides of the combined inequality. So subtract 10, subtract 10, subtract 10. So why are we subtracting 10? Well, we are trying to get x by itself in the middle. Okay, so this 10 and negative 10 add up to 0. We have negative 27 less than or equal to x. And that is less than or equal to positive 7. So there goes your final answer. So let's go ahead and graph this inequality. We're going to be going from 7 all the way to 27. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 0, and then we can go by 5. So let's see. Or we can go by 10. So let's say this is 10, and that's 20, and that's 30. We're just going to approximate here, and then this is 10. This is negative 30. Okay, so negative 27. Negative 27 could be somewhere here. Okay, call that negative 27. So we have, what do we have? We have a circle here. And then 7 is somewhere here, positive 7. Put an open circle. It's just an estimation. And then we just combine it. See, sandwich. This is what a sandwich situation looks like. It's bounded between two extremes. So our endpoints, open or closed, since we have a line underneath each inequality, is going to be closed, like this. All right, so there goes your final answer. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. We really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to our channel for updates to other cool tutorials such as this. More clips can be found on mathgotserved.com. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day.